Tonight on KGW News, fire rips through a local dealership, melting cars and sparking new concerns.
Luckily, none of us were here when it happened, but I mean, it's devastating.
Plus, a cyclist is hit in a mid-afternoon shooting in this normally quiet part of downtown.
A shooting downtown, middle of the day, certainly is a concern for us.
Then upside down and in the river, the struggle to save two people after their plane crashed while trying to land. And later, why this annoying and potentially dangerous summer pest appears to be on a rampage.
It's bad. It's not going to be a good season.
But first to our top story and that daytime shooting in downtown Portland, not far from the Keller and Portland State, with authorities confirming the victim was a cyclist. We're glad you're with us tonight. I'm David Molko. Let's get right to Alma McCarty in the newsroom. Alma, sounds like they're still looking for the shooter.
Yeah, David, still no word on who the shooter is or if they are in custody at this time, but we do know that the e-bike rider was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening but serious injuries. Around 3:30 this afternoon, officers responded to reports of the shooting near Southwest Market and 4th Avenue. That's just one block up from Keller Auditorium. Not long after, police confirmed that they were looking into a vehicle that was in the area but didn't provide a description. Investigators are working with witnesses, local businesses, and partner agencies. Police Chief Bob Day had this to say.
And it's not lost on me that the concern that community would have about a shooting downtown, middle of the day, certainly is a concern for us. We will be looking at this, through all the available resources we have to try and come to a just conclusion in a short period of time.
The road was closed for a couple of hours while officers gathered evidence and spoke with witnesses. And again, at this time, no word on the identity of the suspect or of the victim. We'll be sure to bring you updates as we get them. David?
That's Alma McCarty with our top story. Thanks so much, Alma. Get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now. Two people were taken to the hospital after the small plane flipped upside down while trying to land in Clark County this afternoon. The Cessna 180, that's a single-engine prop, went down near Daybreak Airport east of Ridgefield. The crash site was tricky to get to for first responders. They had to haul rescue equipment through a shallow part of the river. That's where they found one passenger on the wing and a second still trapped inside. Rescuers cut and peeled back part of the wreckage to get them out. The FAA is now investigating what went wrong. New tonight, several people are hurt after a multi-vehicle crash in northeast Portland. This is near the intersection of Lombard and 22nd, just after 8 this evening. Portland Fire telling us as many as 5 people were injured and taken to the hospital, though no one faces life-threatening injuries. OSHA has issued a $43,000 fine against Ski Bowl in connection with a deadly accident in April. One worker died and another was seriously hurt after a maintenance basket attached to a chairlift plummeted to the ground. According to court documents, OSHA alleges the workers were not properly instructed. That's something Ski Bowl disputes. In a statement, the Mountain Resort extending condolences to the families involved and asserting it takes employee safety seriously. It added it cannot reveal or discuss the specifics of the accident due to pending litigation. And a hazmat crew was called to Hayden Island this morning to stop a sulfuric acid leak. The chemical started leaking from a truck, and officials say about 100 gallons spilled onto the road and then into a storm drain. Hazmat crews contained it with sand and other absorbent material. Fire officials say no one was hurt and they do not expect any health risks to the community. To an update this evening, 1 week after a century-old Portland mill went up in flames, officials worry what's left of it could collapse at any moment. Union Pacific slowly rolled a few train cars in front of the building today as a sort of buffer as it prepares to resume service on a second track through the area and against the city's wishes. The city saying that even a passing train could be enough to bring what is left of the building down. Union Pacific says it will move trains at a reduced speed and have staff and police on site. In any case, the building is slated to be demolished by Friday at the latest, or the demolition should start by Friday. One city councilor making this promise about the future of the site.
Portland takes a long time to do things. It will not take a long time to make this a safer place. It will not take a long time to clean up the Pearl District and the rest of the neighborhoods.
Meanwhile, let's talk about Amtrak, which extended its suspension of trains between Portland and Seattle through Friday, although it's working on buses to make up for those trains. As for the cause of the fire itself, well, investigators have ruled out several possibilities, saying it is most likely human caused. To wildfire season now, and 2 new fires burning in Clackamas County. This is a look tonight at the Austin fire that is southeast of the community of Ripple Brook. The time lapse provided by the Oregon Hazards Lab. A level 3 go now evacuation has been issued for a large area, though note it is mostly in forest lands with only a few homes in the perimeter. The Harriet Lake area is just to the north of that fire. That's under a level 1. The Austin fire broke out Sunday. It's now burned more than 700 acres. The other fire, the Mitchell fire, was also reported Sunday in the same general area. This is just east of Shell Rock Lake, though at this point appears to be much smaller, around just 16 acres. Let's talk about the Grasshopper fire. It is burning southeast of Mount Hood, and it continues to grow. Crews there reporting it's now more than 63,000 acres with 23% containment. Still ways to go. ODOT saying Highway 35 has now fully reopened. A little good news there. Parts of Hood River and Wasco County, including Mount Hood Meadows, still under level 3 go now. Timberline and Government Camp still under a level 1. All right, let's bring in meteorologist Joe Ranieri tracking the smoke from those fires. Joe, air quality west of the Cascades has been pretty good. Any chance the smoke might return?
No, not as of yet, no. All that smoke and haze is going to be staying on the east side, so we're looking at clean air throughout the coast and the valley and up and down the I-5 corridor. But if you're going to be traveling east, this is where the Grasshopper fire is. That's where that purple you see, that is the very thick smoke that's going to be pushing off to the east near Highway 97. So basically the Mount Jefferson area, Mount Hood east, and going into the Oregon-Idaho border, you're going to be dealing with some smoky conditions over the next few days. This takes you out into Tuesday afternoon, and as we go into the middle part of the week, it'll thin up a little bit, but regardless, we're going to be looking at the air quality alert in effect at least until noon tomorrow throughout parts of the east side of the state. Almost half of the state is going to be under this air quality alert. We'll see the winds pick up later on tomorrow afternoon throughout the gusts. Anywhere from 25 to 30 miles an hour. So that's not going to be helping crews who are working on those wildfires. Currently, it's starting to calm down, still picking up some gusts in the metro area up to 20 miles an hour. And as we go into the next couple of days, we're going to continue to see some cooler conditions, calmer conditions, but this is the alert that I was telling you about. Air quality alert is going to be in effect until noon tomorrow throughout the east side of the state and down to parts of southern Oregon. David, coming up in my detailed forecast, I'll talk a little bit about some of the changes we could be seeing heading into the middle part of this work week.
Yeah, cool and calm will help firefighters wherever they show up. Thanks, Joe. Let's take you to Spokane, where there's finally relief as firefighters make progress containing the 3 wildfires burning in and around the city. Evacuation orders have largely been downgraded now to a level 1 get ready, except for a few areas closest to the areas that are still smoldering. Today, crews are mopping up the burn area and watching for any new hotspots.
Nearly 1,700 personnel working day and night to try to extinguish all the hotspots that are out there.
Washington's governor also signing an emergency declaration to help get people access to state resources. One man has been charged with setting the Old Trails fire, which has become the most destructive of the 3 fires in Spokane. Altogether, the fires burned nearly 10,000 acres and destroyed or damaged an estimated 921 structures, including homes. If you want to help people dealing with the wildfires, we've activated our Northwest Response Fund. Your donations go directly to the Red Cross to help those impacted in eastern Washington and throughout Oregon. If you want to donate in person, you can do that too. Just visit any local U.S. bank branch. To Vancouver now, where investigators say they suspect arson at a car dealership after a dozen vehicles burned. 12 SUVs, trucks, and cars were damaged just after 4 this morning at Allen Webb Chevrolet on Northeast 66th Avenue. While employees say no one was hurt, they say this could be tied to an ongoing problem with people getting under their cars and drilling to access the diesel and the gas. The fire marshal says investigators are now reviewing evidence.
It is very highly unusual that you get multiple vehicles that catch on fire.
It's a loss for us, right? You know, these are 12 cars. We're not going to be able to get to people now.
The fire marshal adding these vehicles were trade-ins awaiting resale. Tonight, Portland's mayor and one city councilor are chipping in to help Newport fight the prospect of a new ICE detention facility. Mayor Keith Wilson and Councilor Steve Novick are each contributing $10,000 out of their respective office budgets. Wilson saying he believes a facility in Newport could also be used to process or detain Portland residents. Court filings, though, show ICE officials explored building a temporary holding facility at or around the Newport airport, but have since withdrawn those plans.
This time we have assurances that they're not doing anything immediately, but we continue to be watchful, and we feel like we until we have something very definitive, we can't leave the table.
So we reached out to Homeland Security to ask if they intend to revive plans, but haven't gotten a response. Well, that noise means a traffic alert for you if you're planning to travel on I-5 through the Rose Quarter tonight. The southbound connector to I-84 is closed right now and will be every night this week for some construction work. There's also a lane closed on I-5 itself in the area. The ramp and lane expected to open by 5 each morning.